I was never the kind of guy to hand out compliments easily. Not because I didn't notice things, but because I didn't think people cared to hear them. But that day, something about her made me speak. It was a Sunday afternoon, the kind that smelled like coffee and rain. My mom had invited a few friends over, her old nursing colleagues from the hospital. I was just there to help set up the chairs, carry trays, and maybe sneak a few cookies before they noticed. That's when she walked in. Her name was Claire, one of Mom's closest friends from back in the day. I hadn't seen her in years, but I remembered her laugh. It used to fill our house when I was little. She was always the one bringing extra gifts on birthdays, always the loudest one at family gatherings. But this time, she looked different. She wore a simple navy dress, her hair tied back, and her eyes, those bright eyes I remembered, seemed quieter. Tired, maybe. Mom hugged her tight. "Claire. You look wonderful." Claire smiled, but not the way she used to. It was the kind of smile people wear when they're trying hard to hold something together. Later, when Mom went to the kitchen, Claire sat alone on the porch, looking out at the rain. I walked out to hand her a cup of tea, still steaming. "You look beautiful today," I said, without really thinking. She froze for a second, then turned toward me with eyes that shimmered like glass. She smiled, but her lips trembled just slightly. "Thank you," she whispered. Then, after a pause that felt heavier than the clouds above, she added, "You have no idea how much I needed to hear that." I sat down next to her, unsure what to say. She took a deep breath. "Do you know," she began softly, "it's been almost a year since anyone called me that?" I didn't know what to say. How could someone like her, kind, warm, gentle, go a year without hearing she was beautiful? She sipped her tea, staring at the rain. "My husband passed away last spring. After that, I stopped caring, I guess. About myself. About how I looked. About how I felt." Her voice cracked. "But when you said that, for a moment, I remembered what it felt like to be seen again." My throat tightened. All I'd said was a few words, but they somehow touched a place in her heart that had gone silent. I didn't want her to feel pitied, so I just smiled and said, "Well, maybe you should get used to hearing it again. Because it's true." She laughed through her tears, that same laugh I remembered from years ago. It filled the porch, warm and bright against the sound of the rain. When Mom came back out, Claire was smiling, really smiling. She reached over, squeezed my hand, and said, "Your son's got a good heart." Mom just chuckled, "He gets it from me." But that night, as they left, Claire hugged me before getting into her car. "Thank you," she said quietly. "For reminding me that there's still beauty in being alive." That line stayed with me. For days. Weeks. It made me realize how little things, a simple compliment, a moment of honesty, can bring someone back from the edge of loneliness. We never really know what someone's going through. Sometimes people hide behind smiles, behind "I'm fine," behind old photos and busy schedules. But one kind word can break through all of that. Months later, Mom told me Claire had started volunteering again, joining social events, even planning a small art exhibit. "She's glowing again," Mom said. I smiled. Maybe it wasn't my words that changed her, but the reminder that kindness still exists in the world. And now, every time I think twice before saying something kind, I remember that day. Because sometimes, what feels small to us might mean everything to someone else. Never underestimate the power of a genuine compliment. It might just be the light someone needs to find their way back.